And hello everybody, welcome back to the video today. We are back inside of Minecraft and we are going to be playing a parkour map. It's finally a new parkour map that was released. This doesn't look like anything too like fancy or anything, just a parkour that's supposed to get gradually more difficult. Color coded, you know, typical stuff. Oh, of course I'm gonna die so early. With maps like this, you always seem to have to keep /kill on hand because otherwise it takes so long to fall. I'm kind of embarrassed that I fell in the first level because it does look like the first level is going to be pretty easy overall. Yeah. Bam. There we go. First level done. Second level's already adding in 4-block jumps. I'm a little scared for what's coming up. I have a feeling this is going to be like previous maps I've played that just get insanely difficult at the end, but we'll see. Bam. Okay. Whoa. Block in the middle almost got me. Okay. Path up. The second level, or sorry, the third level, I almost completed one try. I was going to say, I'm going to, beat it in one try, and, maybe it's easier than the second level, but then I, of course, fell. Ladder jumps will be the death of me. I'm convinced of it. Like, if there's one type of jump that just, or not, did I say ladder jumps? I meant fence jumps if I did. Yeah, those type of jumps will be the death of me. I never know how to feel about small parkours like this. Because on one hand, it's kind of nice. It's pretty straight to the point. Like... Okay, I keep momentuming there. I need to stop on that one. But yeah, it's very straight to the point. It's not like some other parkour maps where, like... there's a lot of really repetitive jumps in a row. But, I don't know, I also kind of like that. Like, something about just how rhythmic it is to do a bunch of a very similar type of jump in a row. It's kind of peaceful. So, like, yeah. But at the same time, if you're just looking for some parkour that possibly has more difficulty behind it, this is definitely, more the sort of way to go. Did I really just miss that? We can talk about this. I didn't expect to get stuck on level 3 so fast, especially considering the fact this level isn't all that difficult. Yeah, this is awkward. Boom. Okay, there we go. There we go. Finally done. Overjumped that. Apparently, I'm just not gonna do this properly. Oh, daylight cycle isn't turned off. /time set day / game rule to daylight cycle false. If anything's like set up in the void, you pretty much have to have it set to permanent day. Like bumping into nighttime when you're over the void is really obnoxious. Cat. Bam. Definitely upping the difficulty. That is for sure. And rip. No, it's barely up at all. But yeah, this is a pretty high difficulty spike for just the first couple levels. Though I guess the first couple levels did have some 4 blocks. It's not really that big of a deal. I'm just completely whiffing on these momentums. Like, I've said this before, like, just kind of a long set of 4-block jumps is something that'd be good for me to practice. Okay, my word. What am I doing? I'm just going to keep overjumping that, apparently. Just gonna... Am I okay? No, I don't think I'm okay. Okay, there we go. Finally got back here. and immediately fall off. Apparently this was a bit harder than I signed up for. Yeah. I was kind of expecting just like a fairly short, pretty easy parkour map, if I'm being honest, based off of how it looked and stuff. Like a lot of times when they're set up in the fashion of like, oh, it gets gradually difficult, 10 different colors, usually it's pretty easy up until like maybe the last 2 levels. So I mean, this is actually kind of nice, getting the actually jumps that give me trouble. Although it is kind of annoying from the standpoint of, my word, I'm failing a lot, and I'm failing on jumps that it feels like I shouldn't be failing on. But that's kind of how parkour works. Like, if you let it get into your head, then it gets much more difficult. Okay. Nice, nice. It'd be really nice if I could get this jump here for once, but I'm just not even going to jump, apparently. That's fine. Then I'm going to completely miss the momentum again. Like, sets like that are so much easier if you go into it with momentum, but if you miss your momentum, then... No! I actually wonder, could I jump straight to the slime blocks from there? I think it might be possible. I don't know. I'd have to try it to be sure. I'm not sure I do want to try it, if I'm being honest. Okay. Yeah, that's so much easier. Okay, there we go. Orange completed. That took quite a while. And now I'm... Same thing, you know, different level. Same nonsense of me just completely whiffing on those jumps. Oh my goodness. My parkour skills today are abysmal. Okay, nice, nice. Ah, I overjumped that. That's a bit of a shorter jump there. That always stinks when they mix one of those like shorter jumps in when you're on a roll from a long set of pretty long jumps that you can just kind of straight momentum. Boom. Okay. We're switching to a 4 block. Ah, there's another 4 block. Man, I knew when I saw that I was doomed. I needed to continue with the momentum there. This is a hard set of parkour, man. Like, I did not expect this, if I'm being completely honest. It's nice. Doesn't make a great video. Like, that's the thing about these sort of maps is I kind of enjoy having a bit more of the challenge, but they don't make good videos, especially since it's harder for me to commentate over, you know, parkour that I'm failing a lot on. So as a result, I feel like this sort of map, like, it doesn't make a good video, but it's still fun for me to do. And since we're kind of low on the whole video thing, boom. Well, not that we're low on the video thing, but we're low on the parkour map release thing. Like, another map came out today besides this one, so it isn't just this one. There's 2. So I have 2 days worth of videos of parkour maps, which, considering the fact that we haven't seen consistent releases of parkour maps in a serious second, I don't know, man. I'm kind of worried about, you know, how parkour maps will look over the next couple months, just based off of how few have been released over the last 2 or 3 weeks. But at the same time, I feel like it's the sort of thing that, you know, it'll probably keep going. Like, parkour doesn't have like a super massive community. I overjumped the slime again. Doesn't have like a super massive community, but it doesn't have a small one either. A lot of people play parkour maps. Like, I'm pretty sure parkour maps are the biggest kind of map in Minecraft. Like, I'm pretty sure between like adventure, survival, and parkour maps and stuff like that, parkour maps get the most downloads. Oh my goodness. I'm not even managing to make simple jumps. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. This is not good. Oh. Okay, breathe. Bam. Ah. And I just walk off the fence block. Like, yeah, I mean, it makes sense that, you know, it's harder to make a good video out of these. Like, there's something about dying that just really messes with the flow of conversation. Oh my goodness, I failed it again. So, like, what's happening here is usually how I do slime jumps is I'll jump up to the point where I'm just kind of behind it, and then once I'm about to reach it, I press W in my sprint button to sprint forward into it, so in that way I can go into the slime block with momentum. But what's happening here is I keep jumping right over the slime block and then still trying to momentum forward. As for this stuff, this is just me being bad. Like, okay, my word, I can't make this jump. I can't make this jump. Okay. Yeah. Well, the other thing about this sort of map is I also like doing this sort of map a lot more if I'm like chilling and listening to music while I'm doing it, which makes it a bit harder to record. Oh, finally. Because obviously, you know, listening to music while recording isn't exactly the best option. Because one of the things is if you are listening to music while recording, it's, at least I presume, more difficult to commentate properly. Like, the only YouTubers I know of that like listen to music while they record videos do stuff like Madden, where it's like, oh, it kind of makes sense that they listen to music while they do it, just because it's so far between each commentary. I don't think that's the proper way to say that, but like between each point that they're saying anything, there's typically a pretty good gap. So listening to music makes a lot more sense for that sort of style of recording. Okay, purple level was so much easier for me than the red level for some reason. Probably the lack of 4 block jumps, if I had to guess. Okay. That was stressful. Oh, and then I missed the fence jump, of all things. I hate fence jumps. It's just such a short timing between when you start moving and when you jump, and it messes with me. And now I'm not going to be able to make this at all now, am I? Yeah. Now I'm going to get stuck on these couple 4 block jumps. I guess that's part of why I didn't struggle with the last area very much. The purple area was there wasn't really any 4 block jumps. And surprisingly, 4 block jumps are probably what I struggle with the most in parkour, even though they're one of the most basic parts of parkour. Like, it kind of weirds me out that I struggle so much with them. Like, it makes sense. They're not easy jumps by any means, but still, it feels like you know, with the amount of parkour I've done lately, that I should be able to start to get them down. Oh, is this gonna culminate in a double neo? Nope. Okay, nice. Once you get past the kind of 4-block jumps, life becomes much easier. Okay. Ah, I missed that one. No, come on, I can do this. I can do this momentum. Nice. Okay, cool. And then I hit that. With those jumps, I'm pretty sure, I'm going to have to test it, but I'm pretty sure that, like, if you sprint forward and just jump twice from the back, you can do it, but you gotta still add some delay between the first and second jump. I figured I could just jump twice in a row and get it to work, but nah. That's fine. The nice thing about these sort of jumps is I'm falling a lot because I'm kind of moving in a bit of a hurry. But if you take it slow, it's usually not too difficult. Okay, nice. I'm just going to keep falling on that, aren't I? It's a little better than where I was before. Falling on the first jump of a set of these over and over again really stinks. Like, I don't know. It's difficult, like, figuring out exactly how to set up levels ideally to make it the most enjoyable. I feel like it's something that I've thought a lot about, but I still don't have a good answer for what would be the best setup. I feel like after some thought into it, and also you got to keep in mind I just dealt with a level where I was failing a lot at the start, so I'm going to be kind of, you know, annoyed by that. But I feel like kind of the ideal way to do it is add some really easy jumps for the first couple jumps that you're never really going to fail. Then add your pretty difficult jump. Then add the rest of the level going after with, you know, medium kind of jumps. But put your hard jump, I still think you put it towards the beginning, but after dealing with that, I do think the best way to do it is to add some easier jumps before it, just to kind of get you into the flow of the parkour. Because otherwise you're just kind of going into it. Okay, made it up. Man, this level's long. We made it through, though. Is this the last? No, there's a level after this. I believe this is like the second to last level or something. Because isn't black the last difficulty? Although that means the last level is going to be long. Yeah, that looks pretty long. But that is the last level, so we are on level 9 or whatever. I do feel good that we got this far, just because this is a fairly difficult map. And, you know, it only took 18 minutes or whatever. Granted, there's not a lot of stuff in between the difficult stuff. It's just kind of immediately difficult. So that does a lot to go a little bit faster. Oh. The only problem I have with iron bars is I always want to take them quickly. Like, I want to just go on the iron bars. But you, like, got to take them a bit slower. Otherwise, you'll fall off just because it's such precise jumps. And they're not, like, the full distance that you have to go most of the time. So they're kind of at this weird point where they're easy jumps, so you want to just momentum them without pause. But at the same time, if you do, they can be kind of difficult. Okay. Bam. I just like how we have a dropper bit at the end of this level. I find that dropper style stuff in parkour is what gives me some of the most trouble out of anything in parkour maps. Okay, now we got some of these head hitters again. Now, one really dirty trick that I've seen used in situations with those head hitters before, and it's really obnoxious, but some map creators do it. What you can do is at the last set of those, make it look like it's still a head hitter, just based off of the fact that, you know, it's a 1 block gap with the block, but then don't add a block over it. Because if somebody's kind of getting into the flow of those kind of head hitter jumps, you'll end up missing the last jump off of the fact that you were expecting it to be a head hitter and it wasn't. It's really annoying, and I hate when map creators do it, but like I've had it happen to me enough that now I just kind of expect it. Okay. And you can't really do it in the middle of one of them. That's the nice thing, is as long as you leave the bottom at 1 block gaps, you can't really trick it in the middle with one of those suddenly popping up, because it would be almost impossible to make you fall off it just because you'd hit your head on the block that makes the next head hitter. And if you make multiple of them open, then it becomes pretty obvious that it's, you know, not all as it seems, and that's not what I wanted. The amount of times the daylight cycle has been set to false, it's insane. Like, the daylight cycles are just sitting there like, seriously? You're gonna... It wasn't enough to just kick me out, but then you have to constantly remind me that you've done it. Oh. Stinking. Moved too soon there. I don't know if I'll actually finish this one, because I do have stuff I gotta do shortly. So I might end up having to call this one quits before we finish it, which would be sad, because only being 2 levels away, like, you get that I'm so close feeling. And in parkours like this, it tends to not really be all that close, just because it's difficult at the end. But, yeah, like, it's just a setup where the end's more difficult and it takes so much longer that sometimes you'll end up spending double the time on just the last level compared to what you spent in all of the levels prior, which is a bit insane. That's just kind of how it goes. Blam. I really want to at least finish this gray level though before we end the video, just because it feels wrong to not at least, you know, finish this level. That was close. Okay. Come on. Ah! Oh, I missed it again. Those 3 over 1 up. They're not normally really difficult, but they're obnoxious. Bam. Just kind of focusing. That's the other thing that makes it difficult to do harder parkours while you're making a video, is it can be hard to concentrate and do the parkour at the same time. Whew, okay. Okay, one more. Now it's just a matter of not messing this up. Okay. We did it. Whew. That feels good. Immediate bail. Yeah, I don't expect us to make it past this last one, just because I've been struggling with the levels leading up to it enough, and typically, yeah, like, we're getting stuff like these far iron bar jumps already. Just, I don't know. It's just likely to be set up pretty difficult here. And these sets of 4 block jumps are not pleasant right now. Bam. like, it's the same thing that hit me back in, like, that red level or whatever, where they hit you with a set of those 4-block jumps right off the bat, and I just end up struggling with them. Okay. Now we got head hitters. You can momentum these. I never do, really, just because I find that I struggle to properly deal with them with momentum jumps, but whew. Yeah, you can. Okay. Ice jumps are always difficult because you pick up so much speed on them, but then if you stop and then have a 4-block jump or whatever, it can be really difficult to get done like there. Like, I stopped because it felt like I was starting to inch towards the ends of the blocks, and I didn't want to fall off the end. But as a result, it led to me losing all my momentum. Whew. That was scary. So, like, you gotta add, like, the right amount of just moving left and right in it to not mess it up. Okay. Couple neos. Oh, you're gonna do this to me? Okay. Yeah, I feel like that was the best way to go about that. No! Ah, I was almost at iron bar section, which is pretty close to the end. Okay, let's give this a couple more tries. But I think once the video hits about 30 minutes, I'm going to call it quits. Boom. Okay. Bam. Alright, looking good. Now we just got Neo. Really simple. Having the ice blocks on the Neo doesn't really change much, just because you're crouching off to the edge where you're not going to be in contact with the ice anyway, and so close. Like, I'm going to have to make it in one of these next couple if I want to beat the level in time. I will say, the 4-block jumps, they do get easier the more of them you do, like, once you get warmed up to them. The only problem I find is, like, I'll get warmed up to them and just kind of be like, oh, alright, I can do them now. I'm done with this nonsense. And then next time I come to them, I'll struggle with them again. So it's just kind of a endless cycle of pain. And I fell off again. Okay, we're going to give this one more shot. I mean, the chances of me getting past all of this stuff at the end, yeah, I'm gonna call that here, guys. I'm sad. We were close. I kind of like. I feel like this is a map that I might just, in my own time when I get a chance, try to run through the last level. But 9 levels. If you guys are interested in going through and actually beating it, and for yourself, the map download will be in the link in the description. Yeah, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And I'll see you all in the next one. God bless. Bye-bye.